Hello everyone and welcome back to Sophie Loves 10. I'm really sorry this is going to be uploaded late, but you'll have 2 videos this week instead of 1, so I suppose that's better than nothing. I've been quite busy this week. I went to Budapest and that took up quite a lot of the week, and just been busy with general life. Excuses always, but I'm sure you all know how it goes. But today I thought I would do what I mentioned in my previous video about the books that I'm reading at the moment. I've usually only have one book on the go, but at the moment I've just been like reading some bits of something and then starting another thing and just carried on doing stuff like that. I've got a few books that I think I might stop reading, and if you have read any of these books, please let me know if I should just stop reading it, because I hate doing that. Like, I feel like I'm giving up, like I'm letting a book beat me or something crazy. But I haven't really been enjoying a few of these books, so I thought I would let you decide whether I should carry on reading or not. So the first one, I think it's going to have to just go, because I've gotten to page 200 and I just stopped reading, which I can't even remember the storyline anymore, to be honest with you. But this is Passenger by Alexandra Bracken. I heard so many good things about this. She's a major New York Times bestseller, and I just couldn't get into it at all. There's like 2 different story plots going on about time travelling on a boat, all different things happening, and I really thought I would enjoy it. And it's one of those books, like, when I read it and get into it, it's really good, but you have to get into it, and the amount of time that I want to read during the day, or did want to read during the day, I didn't have that much time to get into it, like take like half an hour to get into reading a book and then commit more time to reading it. I just wanted to read something and enjoy it and get like into it straight away, if that makes any sense at all. So yeah, I'm on page 200 and there's like 500 pages in this book, so let me know if you think I should continue with this one, because I'm really not sure. It's just been in a pile for ages. The next one I started, and this is something really, like, I think it's something that I could probably pick up again, and I'm on page 80. You could probably pick this up as and when you want to, and this is The Life-Changing Magic of Not Giving a Fuck by Sarah Knight. And this is basically, it's kind of like one of the Hay House books that was spoken about before, which I actually think that's probably a better version of this, because this is basically telling people not to care about stuff that they don't need to care about, which I think is quite obvious, and a lot of the stuff that she says I feel like is repetitive, the things that I can remember anyway. And like, one of the things in here is, are you worried that your friends will be mad at you if you tell them the polite truth and stuff like that? Well, everyone's different, so it depends on the friendship, and I suppose this is more about coming out of your shell, but I'm not sure how useful. Again, if you've read it, let me know if it's a good book to continue with, but I could probably just pick this up as and when, because it's that kind of book. Another book that's like that, which I am going to finish, this is actually going to be read, I'm on page 171, and this is Londoners by Craig Taylor. I was reading this as part of my MA, and it's just stories from Londoners about things. So there's like one about traffic, one about like the sights in London, like different, trying to think of something now. So like a plumber tells his story in here, and you've got all different aspects of London being told in here, and I really do enjoy this. But again, it's one of those books that you kind of like pick up every so often and read a story, like The People of New York, things like that. But the concept of it is really nice, and I do really enjoy this. I would recommend it, but it is quite nice that you can just pick it up and put it down as and when you want to. And then I have one here. This is a ridiculous amount of books, by the way, to have on the go, so I need to down to what I'm going to read, and maybe put some books back on my bookcase if I want to read them, because I've like gone through, I'm reading it a little bit and then stopped reading it, and I probably can't remember what I've read already, which is really bad, which is probably the case with this one, and that is Nerve, and this is by Janine Ryan. I started to read this because I started to watch the film, and then I finished watching the film, and now I think, is there much point in reading the book? I like to usually make sure I read the book before I watch the film. The other way around, I think the film ruins it for the book, so maybe I should just give up. I got this at Yalk, and I thought it looked cool, so the film's quite good. Like it's watchable. It's an interesting concept. So I had that. This one, however, I am going to read at some point, and I don't really know why it's on the pile, because I started it and then I stopped, and then I just put my bookmark at the beginning of the book again. Like this bookmark, it's so weird. And this is by Newland, who was one of my teachers for my MA, and I accidentally we went to read one of his novels for the course, and I bought the wrong book. Classic. But this one looks really good as well, and he actually signed it for me as well, which was awesome. I got his little signature there. And yeah, I am going to read this. I don't know why it's in that pile, so I think I'm going to move it to my bookcase, because I haven't actually started it according to the bookmark, but I thought I did, but maybe I haven't. So I'm going to sort that out now. I've got a few more, and we've got one. I think all of these books now are from Hay House, and they're the sort of books that you read through as and when you want to. So this one, I started reading it whilst I was actually working there. And this is You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, the founder and owner of Hay House. And I have been reading it. I got up to page 25, but that's only from like flicking through it at work like one time. So I need to start reading it some more. And apparently it does change your life a lot. I was told at the office by someone that he thoroughly enjoyed this. So I'm really excited to read this, and I think it'll be a really nice kind of healing book, which I would appreciate at the moment. The other one, which I am also reading, I'm a little bit more further on to though, and this, I can never pronounce it. It's Kabbalah, but with a Q, and this is by David Wells, who is so nice. I've met him a few times now through Hay House. We did an event on Saturday with Brian Weiss, and David was there, and he is such a lovely guy. We had a really nice chat, and he asked me how I was getting on with this book, and I've been reading it. He said take your time with the book, so I have been taking my time with all the books apparently. But yeah, so I've been reading this. This is like an interesting concept as well, about like spirituality and things like that. I think it's kind of like linked, like there's some Hebrew words in here as well, so I need to read more about it, and more about this kind of graph, which is the concept that it kind of sits around. So I'm going to look into this more and read more of this book, but I have been enjoying this also, and he's such a nice guy. Like, I'd want to read the book because of that. I've got another little one that I started. I'm like I really need to just finish this. That's ridiculous. It's such a tiny book. It's Chakra Clearing by Doreen Virtue, who's like another like very famous Hay House author. I've got a chakra bracelet, which is there. It always just moves around, really annoying. And it's throat chakra, and I bought it like a long time ago, and I haven't taken off. I always wear it now. And throat chakra was the chakra that I was linked to when I went to buy it, which is all to do with talking, as you'd expect, and creativity and so forth and so on. You can look up your own chakras, or get this book and you can look up your chakra and what should be. But I always thought I should read into it a little bit more. I've been wearing this bracelet for such a long time now, and I don't really know exactly what it means and how it's meant to help me. So I picked this up there as well, so I need to continue reading that a lot. And then I've got one more Hay House book, which I'm like quarter of the way through. I actually bought this when I found out that I got confirmed to get the internship, because I hadn't read anything by Hay House before. I felt that I should have, because you're meant to know what they're actually publishing. And this is Freedomseeker by Beth Kempton, which is all about like being free, basically. But I thought this was so beautiful, I picked this one up, and I started reading this like a long time ago now, so I need to refresh my memory and continue. But it is a really nice book to read. Like, it's got really nice kind of pages, if that makes sense. am I like the only person? Sometimes you get a book and it's like a really nice kind of physical book to read, and sometimes they're just annoying to read. But this one is a nice one. So I will read this soon, and I would recommend it if you are a freedom seeker and looking for, I think it's like, yeah, it's shifting your worry and fear of feeling alive and inspired. So it's making you worry less and do more, which I think most people probably need in their lives. So got that. And then I've got the two main books that I've been reading at the moment. One is this chunk, which is Strange the Dreamer by Lani Taylor, and I am quite far on it. I'm on 210, and I have been reading this. However, when I went to Budapest, I really didn't want to take this book because it's huge, and I really like hand luggage wise, it would probably take up most of it because I only took a small bag. So I am reading this and I am enjoying this, and this is like, this book and the next book is like the two priorities on the book pile. And the next one that I've been reading in taking around with me as well, because it's a smaller book and easy to carry. And I've been wanting to read this for such a long time. It's been on the top bit of my bookcase for ages now, and I haven't. And this is Swamplandia by Karen Russell. This is about a girl, mainly focused on a girl who works in a alligator, like farm alligator kind of amusement park thing. And it's about her and her family and what happens to her family in this place. They're completely they live on an island, like not anywhere near the mainland, they call it, and they're kind of isolated in this area, and the only interaction with other people they have is the tourists that come visit. And then one of the days the tourists kind of stop visiting through different reasons, and it is interesting, and I just think this cover's amazing. So I've been reading that. By the way, Strange the Dreamer, I spoke about it in one of my previous videos, so if you want to see what that is about. But it's kind of about killing, that they want to kill like these semi-god people. It's very, very weird at the moment. I'm not entirely sure where they're going with it. I think there's going to be a love story. I have a feeling, but I'm not entirely sure. Please do not let me know in the comments, because I need to read this myself. But the books that I'm reading at the moment, I've got quite a few. Let me know in, I think, this pile here, any of them I should DNF or stop reading, because I'm really not sure. I'm not sure if I want to read Nerve after I've seen the film. But yeah, we shall see. And let me know what you're reading down below. Are there any books that you've stopped reading because you just didn't want to, or it was too boring? Because at the end of the day, like, reading when you don't have to do it for uni or work or something is meant to be for pleasure. So if you're not enjoying it, I feel guilty about it, but if you're not enjoying it, just stop reading it, because it's not worth it. It's not worth wasting your time over it. So yes, let me know down below, and we'll chat in the comments as per usual, and I'll see you this week, I suppose, because I have to do 2 videos this week. Have a lovely week, everyone, and I'll speak to you soon.